Okay, so this is going to be someone's special message. Wasn't planning on doing one of these. It is Saturday. It's extremely early in the morning. It's one of my days I get to sleep in, and for some reason I woke up from a dead sleep with the idea to do a reading. So I guess this is a message that somebody needs to hear. So I have no idea what's going to come out. Just special message. If it's meant for you, you'll know it. So I haven't used this deck in a really while, and like a really long time, probably months, but it's called the Little Prince Tarot, and I guess we're going to use that, and then also these, which are the Vintage Wisdom Oracles, and we're going to use these to start off so I can kind of get an overall look at what the reading's going to be about. Okay, I do have my door open, so if y'all hear noises, it's just my animals coming in and out. Okay, Spirit. What is it? It's gone. It's gone. Enchantment. Heavy siren energy here with this mermaid. Okay, we have awakening, just like judgment, I'm assuming. These oracles I haven't used in quite a while either. And then celebration, which is like the Four of Wands. Somebody's very tempted to have a reunion here. Somebody's anxiously waiting that as well. I don't know who's who in this reading. I do not know who's who in this reading. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do both parties of this reading. I guess this is going to be more like a you and them. And I got this other test. Makes total sense now. When I was, Spirit's funny. When I was looking for the deck I wanted to use, because this is the one that came to mind, I felt called to get out an extra deck for clarifiers. So I set this one to the side, and I don't normally use this one. Normally for clarifiers, I'll use my regular Wide Awake Tarot. So I guess what we're going to do here is kind of like a you and them. I feel like somebody's getting close to having some kind of reunion here. And I think that there's, this energy here is what's the current energy. This would be like you and this person are kind of sitting in a place to where you're both kind of anticipating something, or having the thought or idea kind of start to roll around, and you're both picking up on that. I know exactly where this reading is going. I have a feeling this is going to be feminine, masculine type of reading, so here we go. They conned me into it. That's so crazy. Okay, so enchantment. You see how this looks like a siren here? It's almost like somebody feels called or drawn, and awakening would also represent that. Being called to expose truth, being called to express oneself, you know. This is also the awakening here could be representation of that new beginning, a renewal. It's really representing, it's right before the World in tarot, so you really have this representation of the anticipation that's taking place, the growth of the idea of clarity, but not quite looking at it completely. Here she's looking directly into the light. What's in front of her, higher above her. So it's feeling that call, you know, to have that new beginning, to kind of release what was or the old so that you can step into something that is paving that road forward in a new direction. And then this celebration, like the Four of Wands, would be representing the actual event taking place, the coming together. You know, the wands are representing spirit and that unity of having that reunion, that moment in time. Okay. So I guess since we're doing a you and them, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Y'all know I have to pull out a lot of cards for that. That's not straight at all, is it? Sorry guys, I'm really picky about that. Okay, so let's get, these are going to be, I guess, I'm going to refer to as your energy here, okay? And then the other will be here on this side will be your person. But those roles could be switched. You may be on the other side. Just take it how it resonates for you, what you're feeling. It's definitely not what I was planning on doing it with my Saturday at 5 o'clock in the morning. But sometimes I just feel called. So here we are. Okay. Glad to be here. Still glad to be here. These are always so interesting to me anyway. Okay, so let's see. How I do this is I do thoughts, feelings, actions. Same for your person. Connecting energy, which I don't know what we're going to use for that. We'll use that as clear. Actually, connecting energies, we're going to actually use these other oracles that I got out for the future thoughts, feelings, and actions. Okay. Here, please. Page of Cups. That is that offer. Right off the bat. That is that, you know, that offer of emotion there with that Page of Cups. It could be representation of an apology even for some. They, you know, someone sitting there kind of thinking about that cup. Look at him. Sitting there thinking about that cup. It's the same. These are the same. Sorry, I know, paused. Look at these two. They're the same kind of energies. Do you see how they're both just kind of staring off and kind of thinking about things? There's a nostalgia type of energy I'm feeling here, but it's different because it's a nostalgia of what's to come in the future. It's more like, then it's not a nostalgia. How am I trying to express this? It's anticipation of the future energies. It's daydreaming of the future energies in some kind of way. Okay, let's keep going. What's in the viewers' thoughts about their person's spirit? The Empress in reverse. There she is. There she is. Already, that divine feminine energy there. Okay, let's keep going. I have the Seven of Cups. Those are the choices. Those are the cups. Those are the daydreams. Look at that. Having to do with this Empress energy, this divine feminine energy here. And you notice on this Empress energy, there's a knight in the background that has a sword coming forward with his truth. This is in reverse because it's stuck in the middle of what is being daydreamed and the choices at hand. There's not gravity to this quite yet, you know. It's still in this stage. Tell me more. What's in the heart for the viewer towards the person? What's in their heart space, please, Spirit? Oh, Ten of Swords in reverse. It's that ending that took place. And wanting that regeneration in the heart, you know, wanting that to be fixed. Tell me more about the heart here. Tell me more about the heart here, Spirit, please. The Fool. This reading. This is the new beginning. This is, you know, anticipating that leap, taking that leap there. I'm going to read those intuitively as we go, guys. It's just the way it's coming out. There's that Queen of Cups. There's in the heart, which she should be. It's representing those emotions and feelings. And here's that cup of offer in the heart space. So there's a certain amount of wanting or longing for that that person, you know, that that loving, warm energy, that caring, supportive energy here with this Queen of Cups, that emotional space in the heart. What's in the actions here, Spirit? What's in the actions? Oh. The Lovers. The Ace of Wands. And the Six of Wands in reverse. Yeah, that's a hard one. That one takes courage. Well, I'll tell you about that as soon as we get your person side out here. We have the Five of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck. With that Three of Wands, planning, justice, King of Wands in the World. There's the ending. Shedding light on the situation. I'm going to jump right into this, guys, because it's coming out pretty fast. I don't really know if I can wait to get all your person stuff out. So we'll just do theirs as we go. Okay. You have the Moon in reverse. So someone's kind of grasping an illusion, okay? Gosh, here we go. Mercury retrograde. That's just start. Someone is literally grasping the illusions within their mind space, illusions that they had about this feminine energy or this connection itself, illusions that now they can kind of almost grab a hold and move and eject from their mind space. And it's something that before kind of gradually became a thought, you know, that high priestess kind of energy of, you know, stepping onto that post and looking at things in a different perspective and kind of trying to figure things out. And I feel like this person could have kind of stayed on that post for quite some time, but they're getting to where that they now kind of have a grasp of what those illusions are in a more in-depth way. This is somebody here, and I know I'm just talking like to whoever here because this could be your person. This is somebody here that is really up in their mind space. There's someone that can really like go deep into thought, which is one of the reasons that the illusion part of this process is kind of taking this person some time, is because they are very analytical about their thought process and how they're seeing things. And that can be a struggle because they can put their mindset into a dark place, you know, because they go so in depth. And to kind of pull yourself out of that takes a lot of strength mentally. I think this person here, if this is you, you had to kind of get to that place to where you could pull yourself out of that mental space. And I think that you've gotten the grasp of those illusions, of that deception that was there, those hidden things that were going on that were confusing you in such way, and wanting to kind of grasp that, wanting to kind of have that understanding of that and have it something that is stable inside your mind, you know, something that can stay and be reliable and understood, that makes sense. What is it that makes sense here? The World. This is a cycle that this person has completed in their mind space where they have broke themselves free. And there's a period of pause that takes place, okay? Before the new beginning happens here, the new beginning, okay? And we're in this period of pause During the period of pause, several things happen. One of them is this person is going through this, excuse you, this person is going through this understanding of direction and how that direction is going to take place. It's funny because I actually see these cards as a whole storyline of what's taking place mentally with this person. You get to the Six of Wands in reverse, and that's where they start to kind of look back at what was, going back to square one. So the way that I'm reading this right here, and I still haven't read the bottom of the deck energy, but I'm going to tell you all this. This is the thought of the idea of the delivery of emotion, right? The offer. With that offer, staring into that cup, the person sees, what do they see when they stare into that cup, that offer? What do they see? Well, they daydream about this. Here's this truth coming in with this Knight of Swords that's in the back of this Empress card. Coming in with that truth, you have a clock here, so this has taken some time. There's a bridge that he's on coming to her, so this is kind of, insinuating a building that bridge that's taking place there. There's an unknown energy here with the fox. This Empress is in a place to where she's not quite sure, or actually this person's not quite sure what this Empress is, kind of in a mystery energy, unknown energy of what's going to happen, what's going to take place, what this Empress energy will even be, when that night kind of gets to that place. And then here, sitting on this mountain, staring into these different cups, these different ways that this thing could kind of play out, different kinds of versions that take place here, but knowing that clarity is coming with the sun coming over. There's a representation of that gift, that rose that's growing behind these two. So this person's sitting there thinking about these thoughts, thinking about the hidden things, the deception that's taking place, and the clarity that needs to come here because of that. Sitting here, kind of holding their selves to the ground, finding that stability, finding that gravity in the place of like the Seven of Cups, which is that daydreaming kind of energy of those different options that are at hand. In the heart, it goes to the heart. So this daydream energy kind of builds up to the heart space, to where they're sitting here trying to, again, root themselves into what has transpired, going through that pain in their heart, going through those swords, going through the clarity that they know. All the things that they've been thinking on this whole cycle that they've been experiencing, and how everything kind of has transpired. So the King of Wands here, the Justice, okay, the Three of Wands, and the Five of Swords in reverse. This Five of Swords in reverse is the mending of what has transpired, what conflict has took place. And again, you see this fox here that's kind of barking at this hawk, with the sword that's here. So this is kind of representing that there could have been another influence in the background of this, or someone else that maybe they decided to kind of, there could have been someone else that you, if this is you, okay, there could have been someone else that you kind of joined ideas with, made a decision to join their way of thinking or thought process. And there's this deceptive energy. I feel like there's an influence that kept the two of you apart. Some sort of influence. And it has to do with the way that someone was kind of, do you see how, wow, okay, hold on. Do you see how, sometimes it comes out too fast. Do you see how these two right here are the same person almost? They look identical, right? The Five of Swords is the conflict. So it's whatever conflict, disagreement kind of took place here. Somebody turned their back, okay? And they turned their back with someone else that was trying to get them to see their point of view, to get them to see where they stood, to get them to see how all this investment here with the grapes that are growing in the background, like the Seven of Pentacles, that investment is clouded. Do you see the smoke here, the cloud? It's almost like there was someone that was close to them that was trying to get them to see things in their point of view and their perspective, like a manipulation, honestly. But clouding the way that they saw an investment in this connection, okay? The fox is that representation. We see it here next to the Empress. We see it here next to, I mean, if this would be you. So the fox has been a part of this connection in some sort of way. And here you see this fox that's kind of, you know, calling off that hawk. The hawk would be the higher perspective. The hawk would be the idea that there is a different reasoning behind everything, but whatever the deceptive energy here was, push that hawk and that truth with that sword that it's trying to grab, the truth that it wants it to see, out. And with this being in reverse, there's an understanding of this now, okay? And a planning that's been taking place here with the Three of Wands. That planning it's been cooking, you know, it's been growing here and working on planning how to kind of grow something new here, a brand new, how do I say this? A brand new field, because this one is no longer, this one is not what you thought it was. And having to plant something new for yourself, that's that Three of Wands energy there. Injustice, knowing that there's a certain way that things just need to play out. The truth, the sword has to be kind of spoken in some kind of way. That's why you have, you know, the Judgment here is that truth. And balancing out the situation. Karma has to come out to play. And I think that you may be kind of feeling it. And, you know, you're sitting here in this King of Wands energy. This is that fire energy. You have the snake here that's waiting to strike. You feel like this spiritual or driven kind of energy to want to kind of move towards this and fix things here. This King of Wands is someone that wants things to be positive, okay? They're courageous with their abilities to be able to be driven by what it is they feel in their heart they desire or they feel is right. They're very passionate about the truth. So to have it's kind of like, I'm feeling kind of like the King of Swords, you know, with these two together. So someone that's kind of, but the reason that it's the King of Wands is because there's passion behind this. There's it's in the heart, but it's passionately being driven to have this justice kind of take place here. Doing what you feel is right, you know, doing what you feel like would be the right thing and having the courage to step up and make that kind of happen. These plans are in the works, okay? So back to this Ten of Swords in the heart, you know, you go from this Ten of Swords, which is that closing, which it's in reverse because you're wanting this regeneration. You want to kind of, you get to that most painful part and you want to kind of mend that, fix that, and kind of revert back to what was, with the Fool being here next to it. You know, this is someone that feels that urge to take that leap towards the new beginning with this Queen of Cups here. In the heart, and this is kind of a battle moving forward. So in the heart space, you feel like this Queen of Cups is here with this cup. Look at this offer, you know, holding this cup, this offer, and be there and be ready for that in your heart. But in your thoughts, there's still a little struggle about the pull when it comes to the deception, because that's where the fox is. And you notice the Empress is in reverse. So the unknown still, that hidden thing, is something that still kind of keeps you in a place of being halted or being kind of lingering in that Three of Wands energy, planning mode, focusing on the goal of what you really desire. You know, in the middle of your spread is that it's that new beginning. And in the heart, it's kind of a battle in a way, because your heart, with the Fool being in there, will really pull on you. You know, your heart doesn't lie, ever. Your heart will never lie to you. Your head might, you know, but your heart doesn't lie. And your heart is like, especially with that King of Wands energy, is that yearning of just going for things, just doing it. You know, letting your heart kind of take the full reins and lead on a situation and kind of just taking that jump. And it's because your heart's desire is there. And then this is a choice. The Lovers is a choice. And you notice how he's holding that same rose that was here on the Seven of Cups that is behind him, not knowing if he should, which direction to take and what all the different things, how could this, all different ways that this could play out. And then you go to the Lovers here for an action. It's making that choice to choose, make this decision to choose this partnership, to choose this. If you had a choice between, I mean, it's like a choice between love or not, cherishing something or not. It's that temptation of the heart. Should you or shouldn't you? And you notice the leaves here are starting to fall. It's kind of like the Beauty and the Beast story, you know, until he finds that love, and it's proven kind of it's love. It's the leaves on the rose petal. The rose petals are gonna, the rose petals are going to fall until there's no more, and then it's done. And it's like there's an acknowledgement here that this is something that is starting to fall. And then you go to the Ace of Wands. What, honey? Then you go to this Ace of Wands here, and you have this branch that has these flowers that are coming out of it. But this snake, you know, it's almost like this place of, with this Ace of Wands, it's moving on that fiery energy. It's taking that surprising, like that urgency and that surprising factor into this. And again, it's that temptation of the heart, you know, wanting to kind of slither in there and hold on to this in hopes that, you know, it's all going to kind of come together in the way that you're wanting it to. I think this is like something that you're wanting to do out of, I mean, there's a level of urgency that goes in behind this. But you get to the Six of Wands. Now, this is what's hard. The reason that this is hard is because, you know, this is kind of like you have to come with, your pride's going to have to take a hit. Your ego is going to have to take a hit in order to be able to expose yourself in this kind of way. And that's something that's kind of keeping a hesitancy there. Otherwise, you would jump right in. Tell me more about the Six of Wands. The Tower in reverse. Okay. There's a pull here that goes back and forth, right? About needing to, I mean, this is crazy right here, to be honest with you. Because you literally have someone that's doing the trick of riding on the wing, or that's what it looks like. But this guy is here, right? And he's been working on that plane, and he's looking out thinking, God, I hope that plane stays together. I hope that plane works out good because I just got done working on it. And here it's in reverse. Now here you have the Tower, right? The Tower is representing where the plane is, it didn't work, and it is coming down. It's in reverse as well. This is telling me that this is what's holding you back. This is what you're afraid of. You're afraid that this plane isn't going to make its way. You're afraid that you have this energy of wanting to come forward, make this choice, and take this opportunity, but you're afraid of this plane, this tower coming down and not working out. There's doubt. Do you see how you have all the light energy and the dark energy here? Okay, this is a balance with that 6. Trying to find that place. Again, you have, 16 here. That balance of trying to find that place between all the reflection that has happened and where your courage lies, the strength that's inside of you to kind of expose yourself in this kind of way without letting pride be a part of it. You have to face judgment. To face judgment, you have to swallow your ego a little. You have to kind of put that. That's why this is, I got to be honest with you though, some of the most prominent times in my life where I felt like I actually stood up for myself, or I was honest in some kind of way, where it was whatever it was the most difficult thing, I've actually felt more prideful in the end, even though I had to swallow it to get to there. Does that make sense? Even though I had to swallow my pride to get to say something that I needed to say, or do something that I needed to do in some kind of way, and even though it sucked, to say something like that about myself or admit to something like that in this judgment energy, I was so afraid to hurt my pride. But it's funny because afterwards, and even looking back now, I gained so much more pride for myself for taking that step. And I think that's something maybe that you're missing here. You see all these, how this is all gonna play out, but see how he's daydreaming about this plane just taking off, and that idea that everything's gonna kind of work out in your favor, everything's gonna kind of work out, is where you kind of have to set your pride to the side and just look at it in a straightforward way of how it's going to make you feel afterwards. Even if this person and what you're afraid of, it doesn't go well, even if this person treats you badly, even if this person says something, even if you can still say, at least I spoke my truth. At least I felt like I did what I felt like was right. You can't always know how the other person, we're going to figure this out, but you can't always know how the other person's going to react, right? And sometimes you don't know until it comes right in and you're faced with that. You never can, I don't think you ever can really actually say just the exact right thing or do the exact right thing. It's just your heart is your compass. It will always direct you into the place that is right, because it's what feels right on your heart. Your heart won't lie to you. Your head will. Your head can, It's like your heart gets a hold of something and your heart's like, oh my God, this feels so good. I love this place. I want to feel this so bad. Like that full energy, not caring if something's down there or not, here I go. That kind of energy, and then your mind's like, hold on a minute. Wait a second. We need to figure this out. We need to draw a map. We need to make sure our bags are packed. We have everything we need. It's like your head gets in the way, and it's like runs kind of the driven energy of it. And sometimes you can get lost in that space. Sometimes you can miss the opportunity because you're still sitting there trying to draw that map. You know what I mean? You need both, but they have to be in a balanced place, which I think is something that you're searching for here. All these 6s, guys. 16, 6 of Wands, Lovers is the 6. you have the 7 here, so that's that little bit of a progressive number, and the 5 is there, 5, 6, 7. You have these new beginnings with the zeros that are here, and you also have the 10s that are here. The 3 is the growth with the Empress. Okay. What about this person, Spirit? Let's tap into this person's energy here. What is this person's thought process about the viewer right now? The Hermit in reverse. The 10 of Wands. Temperance in reverse. They're struggling because they're carrying these wands of that brokenness, and whatever perception that they have gained out of this is what they're carrying is not the best feeling. I mean, they can't even really see where they're going with these wands. And this card, there is some introspection they feel like they have gained that they possibly came out of, but there's still a little bit of lonely energy that I'm feeling here. I think this person, the time is weighing on this person. And the understanding of what that time has kind of really done in this situation and how they've used that time to kind of try to find balance. There's still unbalance here in their head. And I think that's a struggle, part of those wands for this person, because they desperately want to find this balance in this situation. I think that they want to kind of give to this situation. They may also kind of have this same enchantment feeling that there's a new beginning or clarity coming to them, but they don't know kind of which direction or how that's going to come. I think that they have an understanding now that this could come in any kind of which way because they've had some kind of heavy they've gone down that journey of kind of looking within for all those answers, and they've reached a point to where they still feel the burden of the relationship, but they also know they kind of have to move forward blindly with that. There's a desperate need of this balance that they desire. They still feel unbalanced. There's a disharmony, you know, things don't feel exactly right about it, but they also feel like, you know, if the wagon's broke and it's not going anywhere and it's parked, you know, you're going to have to take those wands and carry them yourself. Otherwise the job won't get done. And I think this person kind of is taking on those wands of, I just have to kind of finish this thing myself or move forward down this road, you know, with whatever perspective, with that crow being there, whatever perspective that they have gained through this, going on this journey within. And it still doesn't feel right because they still lack some clarity here. You see the sun? That they're trying to balance themselves without it, and it just still doesn't feel right. What's on their heart? What's on their heart space, Spirit? Viewers, person. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. That's that lack of lost opportunity that they feel in their heart. That's a card of being worried about the relationship moving forward and a loss of that relationship. You have the 9 of Wands in reverse. Yeah. You know, they're at 9s and 10, but they're still thinking about this new beginning. It's just in reverse. They're in a battle within themselves. That's what they're doing. They're battling within themselves at this moment. In their heart, they've been fighting this for a long time. And they're really struggling in their heart space. Recognizing this loss here, okay? They're trying to almost get their heart to be okay with this or comfortable here. Tell me more about their heart space, please. Look at that. Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is a lack of progress for that solid start. That good news that's coming in. I mean, all these cards are cards of this person kind of really struggling with there being a lost opportunity in this connection. And this is their heart. They're trying to center themselves in their heart. It's like they're trying to get their heart to be in reality. Wow, okay. And they're really having to, I mean, this is not a Wands in reverse. It's someone that's been fighting that long fight for a long time. And they're getting to the point to where it's, you know, tested them. And they've been through that long battle. And they're here at the end of it. And they're having to really pull on their inner strength to be able to kind of get through this. Yeah, look at there. You have the 8 of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the High Priestess in reverse. Yeah, because this is what this person would want here. That's that communication coming in, right? There's the Ace of Cups, which is that new beginning, that new emotional beginning. And the High Priestess in reverse is an exposure of the truth. I don't always see this card like that, but the High Priestess carries a lot of secrets, and notice there's a baby here, like representing that new beginning as well. And grounding it with all that green that's on there. The Empress is that representation of that, you know, inner truth, that inner knowing, and keeping things to oneself. This person's in a place to where they want to face. They're trying to face this reality that forward movement and progress here towards something new in their love. I think this is in general, to be honest with you. But I think this is mostly set on this connection here with you. And this person is kind of trying to, you know, they want to move forward in a new kind of emotional connection here with you. And there's this intense lack of harmony in their life of how things are. I definitely feel like this person is, when it comes to love itself, is it's silent, you know, this person's keeping everything to themselves. Tell me more about the High Priestess in reverse. They're trying to tell me something. I'm having a hard time. Oh, you 6 of Pentacles. This person's not giving to, try not to give in to any kind of unknown. You know? They're trying not to give in to any kind of unknown in this connection. They don't want to, even though they want this progress here with this love offer or this emotional connection, they're trying to kind of keep things to themselves and stop giving into that because they don't want to set their heart up for heartbreak. And I also feel like this person's not giving to anyone, to be honest with you. because of the same reason. I guess that was a side story. I don't know why that came out like that, but maybe, I don't know. You need to understand that. Let's see what the actions are. What are this person's actions moving forward? This person's actions moving forward. The 6 of Cups in reverse. I mean, this is an energy of not feeling good about what happened in the past, but needing to let go or move forward, or trying to. Leaving the past in the past and moving on, carrying those wands. The 10 of Cups. I mean, this is a hopeful energy here with this 10 of Cups. This person could be kind of focused on their own stability and happiness, or what is it about this person that they can have some kind of emotional fulfillment here? You know, what is their point of happiness for them, and trying to focus on that. This could be, you know, family coming together, you know, whatever it is where they get some kind of emotional fulfillment. That's what they're kind of trying to focus on and let go of the past. There's also an idea around this person wanting to have this with you, you know, this idea of if they could have this opportunity here to let go of the past and move forward, that would be like their emotional fulfillment for them, you know, in that way. With the 10, the 9, the 10. Tell me more. What's in their action, Spirit? 2 cards came out. Look at that. 3 of Wands in reverse and the Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this person's not, they're not moving. In their actions. They're trying to accept. We have the 2 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it's not easy. They're sitting it with strength. Yeah, it's not easy. They have to have the strength. The Ace of Wands in reverse, the 6 of Swords in reverse, and the Fool. The Devil in reverse and the 8 of Pentacles. This person's in a place to where they're trying to work on their own stability here. They're not focused on love. They're holding on to whatever it is that they do have, and they're trying to get past any kind of negativity or feeling trapped that there's going to be this new beginning that comes, you know, and that there's a chance that there could be kind of an idea of kind of playing out a situation that could get better if things are not getting any better. And I think they're trying to kind of distract themselves in a little bit of ways, trying to kind of find the strength that they need to make that choice to move forward. But this person's having a really hard time being able to really fulfill that, like I said, in their heart. I mean, this is their middle of their spread here. You have this desire to take this leap, but this person's in a place to where they're really having to pull on their inner resources to be able to fight against their feelings. They're fighting their feelings at this point. Interesting reading. Okay, so let's get some connecting energies, and I want to use some, oddly enough, I want to use these to do that. Okay. Connecting energies for the thoughts moving forward. Connecting energies for the thoughts. Denial. Yeah. In 2 different ways. I mean, this person here is denying, well, obviously they're denying themselves, you know. They're struggling with denial. That's their problem. They're struggling with denial. They're trying to see the truth. They're trying to detach so that they can just use the truth that they have gained with that perspective and carry those heavy wands to get to that place of stability, which is, they're not there yet. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna have to carry this burden. Okay, I'm just gonna have to carry this burden from now on, and there's no change, there's nothing taking place. I have to take whatever knowledge I have gained and kind of move forward and get the job done, get myself to this balanced place here. It's the only way I know how to get through this. And you're in this place of denial because you're kind of sitting in this Seven of Cups energy, this daydreamy energy of what are the possibilities that could happen. And that fear of that destruction is heavy on your mind. It's that last thing that you have to face moving forward. So what about their heart space, connecting energies for their heart space moving forward? Look at this. Boy, that's a struggle, isn't it? Strictly sexual. This connection is passionate but not enduring. I mean, I think this is what this person is having to kind of try to, the truth that they're struggling with, that they're trying to have that perspective to move forward. They're trying to sit with this truth. You know, if this wasn't wasn't a enduring type of connection, this connection didn't mean what it did to them, and they're having to really pull on those inner resources to be able to carry that truth, which is that burden, to find that balance in this. And that's in their heart, because it's hard. Because it's a struggle in their heart space. They're having to convince their heart of something that they felt wasn't true. And having to convince, we're just going to talk about this on your side, having to convince your heart that what it feels isn't true. I mean, this person may have felt like it was different from what it was. And once you convince your heart of that, you know, your heart doesn't lie. And to have to convince your heart that it's lying, convince your heart that it's not true, that's a struggle moving forward for this person. That's the struggle. And I think it's a struggle for you because I think this is what you're wanting in a way. You know, the problem is that sitting in your heart is this Queen of Cups, and she's not strictly sexual at all. The Queen of Cups, is the emotion. So the problem here with this for you is that you have the emotion in your heart now, and it's pulling, you know, like the Fool. It's pulling. That desire is in your heart, is pulling on your heart, that temptation. And trying to go from that Ten of Swords to the Fool. I mean, you're trying to, you know, regenerate something that caused a lot of pain here. And I think with that pain that it caused was a realization of the Queen of Cups and how the Queen of Cups affected your heart. Whereas before, maybe you didn't see it. Do you know what I mean? It's that energy of, why do I care so much? Well, you may have figured out why. Because the Queen's in your heart. Okay, so let's see about the connecting energies for actions. Connecting energies for actions. I knew it. Look at there. I knew this was a twin flame reading. I knew it when I started, right off the bat. We're talking about union energies here, guys. Divine feminine energy here. The reason the masculine hasn't showed up is because the person here is in a place to where, look at all these cards that are in reverse. You can tell who has more action-oriented abilities here in this reading. The only ones that are upright here is the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Cups. This is someone that's going into ending a cycle here, carrying that burden of the emotions still, trying to get themselves out of it. Bottom of the deck says, I don't trust you. This would have been a huge factor here in this connection. Do you remember when I talked about this card here? And how that fox is kind of pushing that truth out. And these two back here together, side by side. You know, there's a level of distrust that's in that. A level of distrust that took place here. Okay, I want to see what message cards would come out. Where are they at? So we're going to go from one side to the next. Okay, guys. So then we'll get some advice. Tell me about... Yeah, by the way, if you don't resonate with this could be just a divine counterpart energy. Someone that you feel very closely connected with. I mean, you have the Six of Cups here, which is right next to it, and it's the soulmate card for me. So, and the Lovers is over here, which is the same kind of energy. I mean, definitely that there's a heavy divine counterpart energy that's here in this reading. And there's some thought or idea around union here. I'm going to get one more. Why? I don't know. Can I have one more with this Twin Flame card, please? Can I have one more with this Twin Flame card, please? Here and now. Your true love is already a part of your life. Here and now. Yeah. I feel like that, I mean, this understanding of this connection may be different now than what it was before. And the understanding of what's to be learned in this connection, what was needing to be learned, that the two of you weren't seeing in yourselves. Okay, so what would you say to this person if you could say anything? What would you... I wish I could go back. What would you... Good grief, look at this. I want you back. And I never used to look at you that way. I definitely think that you've changed the way that you've seen this person, like a lot. You may be feeling like this person is just more... I'm getting like this feeling of I don't think you fully believe this person and how they felt for you. Because I don't think that you saw the worth that you had within yourself, to be honest. And that might have been your lesson here, is your own self-worth. And I think it was opposite for this person, to be honest with you. I think this person did feel a certain way about themselves, but I think that they had to reevaluate that after this connection kind of took place. I think it both affected your self-worth, is what I'm saying. What would this person, what would the viewer say to this person if they could say anything? What would this? You're more alike than I admit. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You feel like, I think you had this person up a lot higher than what you were, the way you saw yourself. And I think now you're starting to realize that we're all the same, aren't we? We all bleed the same. It's not, we're not any different from one another. We're all the same kind of human beings. We all have the same opportunities in a way of decisions that we make. Not being boring in the same opportunities, but the same opportunities to make justified decisions, you know, Good decisions, bad decisions. We all have those opportunities, and sometimes we always don't make the best ones, and that's when the learning steps in. But I think you're starting to kind of see that about this person, to where it's making them more human to you. I don't think you saw them like that before, but you had yourself kind of convinced that this person didn't care like they were saying they cared. There's no way they could have, right? Not in the way that you felt at the time, but you're seeing them different now. I want to tell you so much. Yeah, it's in your heart space, and that's what's pulling on your heart there, that temptation. Okay, well, I can't do that. I'm just gonna have to, because these cards are so many different kinds of ways. What else? No. Did y'all see that? I was complaining about not just grabbing cards, and they're like, fine. So they just flicked one and went to the side of my desk, down on the bottom. Okay. Finding out the truth crushed me. Well, sorry if that was loud, guys. Finding out the truth crushed me. There's some kind of truth that's lying on this, but I feel like mostly that on top of that Queen of Cups is I think you figured out you hurt this person more than what you figured that you could. Huh. You didn't think that you could hurt this person like you did. Oh. What else? Come here. I was careless with you. Yeah. You didn't feel like you could hurt this person. Isn't that crazy? I don't think you believed this person and how they felt for you. You didn't see my tears. Yeah. I think you tried to hold back any kind of emotion here with this person. What else? Now it's just throwing them at me. You did not break me. There's a little bit of animosity is what the word that they're giving me here against this person that you feel, because I think that you kind of felt that tug of what this person really wanted from you. You know? Let's see what this person would say. Actually, I shuffle these real quick. What would this person say, Spirit? Come here, card. Yeah, I bury myself in work to forget you. Yeah, look at all those wands that they're carrying. What else would this person say? Jeez. Your body language said so much. I think you feel that way too. You may have felt like this person was kind of changing the way that they kind of were around you. It doesn't just have to be body language, but just the way that they maybe even spoke to you, or how they spoke to you. They may have pulled away from you, or that's the way you felt in some kind of way. I wonder if you're happy without me. Yeah. This person feels like you've kind of pulled away from them in some kind of way, and you might have felt that way too. You may have mirrored that in each other. This person does wonder about if you've kind of moved on past this whole thing with them, if you've kind of moved on to whatever it is. And I think this person kind of wonders that within you, if you're with someone else, if you moved on to someone else. What else would this person say to Vera if they could say anything? Look at that. I daydream about a life with you. That's that on the heart. You know, that's that struggle. You're not a part of my plan. And I don't know what you want. It's funny I said that about you. Yeah, I don't think that this person was planning on kind of getting into this connection with you. I think it was something that kind of just happened for them. I don't want to know. This is that energy of this person trying to let go of what was. And I think they're kind of sitting in a place to where they feel as maybe they're better off just not knowing the truth. Because I think this person's looked at this in every way and angle that they can. And one of the ways that when you're trying to release something from the past to move forward in a positive way, you say to yourself, eventually you get to a point to where you say, you know, maybe I'm just not meant to know. Maybe the truth would hurt more. You know, you put all these things in your mind so that you can continue to move forward even though it's hard. You find something that would be harder to compare it to so that you can rationalize moving forward and what you're meant to do, what you feel like you're supposed to be doing, or the only thing you have left to do. That's what this person's doing here. Okay. I remember every detail of that day. I think this person kind of struggles with their memory of you. It's right next to that 6 of Cups, and it's on top of the 10 of Cups, and that's upright. So I think this person kind of has a hard time with the memory, you know, reliving the memory of what was. And I think they may be trying to just kind of carry that along with them because this is in their actions. It's like this person is, again, with this 3 of Wands underneath here, like they're still struggling about moving forward. They're frustrated because they can't see what's going to come, what will happen. You know, and there's a energy here with this Page of Wands in reverse of knowing that there's a failure that took place, or in the future it could fail, you know. There's a worry here that this person also has about not ever getting over this situation and what that would do to them in the future, how they would be able to kind of carry on. But there's a level of strength. I want you to look at these. You literally have the Strength card here, and you have this woman here that's trying to be very strong and making a decision to move forward, which route to take. I mean, these are energies of someone that's, it's funny too, because underneath that is this Ace of Wands in reverse, which is the lack of direction, because there was kind of a lost opportunity here, a failure, something that didn't take place. But it's funny because you have that Ace of Wands upright in your actions. What else? One more. I still have feelings. I still feel the pain. I wanted to say I still have feelings for you. That's funny. I still feel the pain. Yeah. I know I made a mistake. I know I made a mistake. I think that the both of you kind of feel this way. I still feel the pain. Obviously, this person is again worried about taking that direction forward, and they're struggling because they still do feel hurt, and how that's going to affect them in their future moving forward, and not being able to forget about everything here and how that's going to affect them moving forward. Okay, so let's get some advice, okay? Good grief. Okay, some advice, please, moving forward for the viewer, please. I'm going to do advice for both sides because I don't know which is which for you guys. It may be different for everybody, so advice for the viewer, please. Fogged in, go slow and take time. It's like the heavy 6 of Swords energy here. There's that bridge. Isn't that crazy? Like the Hermit bringing in that truth lantern. Crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Holy cow, guys. That's crazy. I love it. I want to get one more, okay? One more for the viewer, please. finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. There's a call here for you to pull on spirit to be able to have that courage and strength that you need in order to pursue forward. If you want to mend this bridge here between the two of you, to heal and mend things and release whatever was. It's asking you to go slow and take your time. That journey's kind of been a long one. It's kind of fogged here. They understand that you can't really see what's going to take place or transpire moving forward, but that's part of the process. And remember, we talked about pride and how it can actually, you can use that energy. Pride is like a source, right? It's a source of energy, and how you use it, just like fear, just like everything else. It depends on how you use that energy. You can use pride in a negative way, or you can use pride in a positive way. Do the right thing or the wrong thing, depending on what you're being called to do here in this situation. And I feel like you're being called to do the right thing. This is why it's tugging on you and pulling on you the way it is. When you set sail and go into that, it's foggy. You can't see exactly what the outcome's going to be. That's the whole point. You're taking a risk to hurt your pride, but you're doing it in a way of what is the honorable thing. And that's never like completely easy, you know? Sometimes it's extremely difficult. But like I said, when in the end comes, you feel better. You feel more prideful about who you are. Okay, so let's see what this person's, okay. They're at an impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. That's what they're doing. You know, that wall, look at that squirrel, and that goes down that road, and that wall is up. This is what they're doing. They're trying to, you know, and a squirrel's that distraction. I told you this person, I bury myself in work. They're trying to distract themselves here. Mystic healer, healing energy flows through you. Yeah, they are in a place with that owl in the background. They're trying to take what wisdom that they have gained and move forward. This is their guidance here, to stay in this place, you know, to stay in this place of reflection and healing and allowing things to kind of come towards them. Wondrous universe, walk in beauty. Yeah. They need to stay in this energy of where they are. You know, it's a struggle. They're in the right place. They're doing the right kind of thing for them, what they kind of need to do. They're focused on themselves and how to get themselves back into balance. We have solitude at the bottom of the deck. In silence, peace prevails. This is important because that's so true. Wow. Yeah. Look, and you have discovering truth, and I just said that's so true. It's funny. And this is something that may not happen soon, guys. It may take a while for this process to take place, and that's why this person's in the right energy here. So if this is you on this side, you're in the right space, okay? You're taking the knowledge and understanding that you've known from being on that journey of that truth that you've been carrying to try to get your heart in a good place, to try to pull on your inner resources there and not kind of focus on this pain so much, but allowing yourself to heal through it. Reflecting on what was and redirecting your energy on the path that you're meant to be on, or the path that's best for you. Trusting in the universe, you know, walking in the beauty of the unknown and allowing the divine to kind of take control of the situation, and what's meant to happen will unfold in time. And you're trying to stay rooted into that place of continuously healing, because that pain is lingering within inside of you, and it's a constant struggle and a constant battle to push it down. But there are just times that you need to allow it to kind of surface and feel it. You can't push down those emotions. You have to allow yourself to fully feel those emotions. And I understand, guys. I know when we say that, doesn't mean that when it comes up you need to feel it in that moment. You just need to make sure that you allow yourself time to work through those emotions when you can. When you're in your solitude, do that. Put in that work, because it will help and be worth it in the end. Even if you reconcile with this person, you're going to get to a place to where you're calmer, at more peace. with however it ends up. And, you know, one of the things that's laying on me is writing, you know. Sometimes at night before I go to bed, I'll get my journal out and write. And sometimes I'll write letters. Even if I never send them, those people never see them. Sometimes I burn them, sometimes I tear them up, you know. It's for me to be able to get that expression out when you can't to that exact person. You understand things differently. You know, it's just like being in a conversation with somebody and working through the issues. You talk or you say things that you're getting it outside of yourself. And it's just different when you can hear it. And when you write it, read it back to yourself. And it's just different, and you have a different understanding of it. And it's a process of healing. Just a thought. So, in this connecting space, in silence, peace prevails, solitude, discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. Both of you are carrying your own truths here. And in this solitude, in this silence here, you've both kind of found this understanding of what peace means to you in this situation. And standing in this light and figuring out which direction you should take. The funny thing is that you have these two men here that are pointing. One's pointing this way, one's pointing that way. You have the sign there that's pointing in two different directions. But this guy here, who's on the journey, not even looking at that road at all. You know, there's still going against, there's a level of going against what others, the road that others want you to take, and kind of picking your own direction with what truth you have, what understanding you have. You know, if there's been heavy influences outside of this connection that have affected this connection, there's a call to stay in that truth that you carry within yourself. We can get good advice from anybody, right? Anybody, even me. I mean, I can sit here and just channel all day long, and you can get good advice from people, but it's still their advice, and it's still a way of them seeing it through their own experiences and how they would deal with that situation, how they are seeing that situation. But you have lived the situation, and only you. You were the only one that walked through it every day, that felt it, it was your life in that sense, you know? And so you can really only take someone else's advice to an extent, and then you apply it to yourself and how your experience was, and there's a comparison that needs to take place. That's where you discover what your truth is. And this is a call for you to stand in what your truth is, even outside of everyone else's kind of advice on which direction you should kind of take. You have to be able to follow your own heart's compass, even if other people don't understand it. You know, why would you not stop here? It has everything you need right here. Sometimes you choose a route, a harder road, or sometimes you choose things that are way different from what other people would choose for you. And that's okay, because you have your own soul in this life. You're meant to follow a certain path in this life to fulfill what your purpose is. It's not what everybody else's purpose is for you. You know, and there may be a hard truth behind that, especially about this connection and how it's affected your life, or how it's changed you in some kind of way, and other people's perception on that. Peace prevails. Take that away from this. Okay, let's get a postcard from Spirit, guys, and then we'll close. I'll get one for each of you, okay? These are important, these postcards. So please listen to them. They have the most amazing advice. I want to give one of these away. I want to give one of these decks away on my channel. I still have another deck that I was supposed to give away that I never did, and I need to do those giveaways, guys, soon. Okay, what about this person? What is their advice here, Spirit? Okay. Okay, so if you're on this side here, this is you. It says, you are magic. Dearest you, there are many times when loss is part of life. Sometimes a loss is welcome, like when you leave a situation not in alignment with your highest good. Sometimes a loss is sudden and painful, like when a loved one crosses over to our dimension. Regardless of the nature of the loss and your control over it, your experience is asking to be acknowledged. Tears are necessary, as is grief. When you express the natural expression of loss and try to move on too quickly, the unprocessed pain haunts you in destructive ways. We don't want that for you. Instead, let your heart break open wide. Feel the loss and integrate it. See the beauty that was, the lessons learned, and know that as you let go of what has passed, ever more of you remains. It gets better, we promise. Your heart expands with more compassion for the world than ever before. Love heals all. We are loving you, sending you love, and always and forever. Yep. Yep. Peace. Peace prevails. Stand in the light of your truth. I mean, I feel like both of you could have used that kind of advice there. Okay. You are divine beauty. Dearest you, we're a chatty bunch over here, always talking about how to support you in your life's journey. We communicate to you through the language of oracles, dreams, signs, metaphors, and omens. In your life on earth, however, clarity in your communication is essential to being understood. You don't speak in symbols, and if you did, you would definitely confuse things. Right now, you're facing a situation in which you're being asked to have integrity, be clear, and learn how to ask for your needs to be met. The first step is to admit out loud that you have needs. The second is to ask out loud for them to be met. And the third is to allow the other person, organization, or even us to answer you. When you follow these steps, then you can most definitely expect an answer. In your favor, affirmative, we say. Loving you so very much. I honestly feel like these are reversed, guys. I'm feeling that. I feel like this would be this person's energy and this card would be this person's energy. But I think the reason that is because there's a call for you to see both each other's perspective in the situation heavily. And I think that's what's going to be able to prevail this peace and this discovery of truth. You know, because there's a call here for this person here, I feel like, to kind of move through that loss and allow themselves to feel that pain. That was their reading. And then for you on this side is acknowledging that to have integrity here and be clear, to develop that communication that you need and ask for whatever it is that you want for your needs to be met here moving forward. And then allowing that to kind of unfold and take place. It was the same kind of energies here, but I feel like, yeah, those could be switched. But I think both of you could take something away from it. Okay, so let's get some key cards and initials and we'll close. Long reading. For some reason, I accidentally, because I was in a hurry, I accidentally put some initials in this. I don't know if any of them will come out, just saying. Well, that's way too many. Good grief. I will stick the whole entire thing. Okay. This moment, we have that here and now, you remember? Reassurance. Meditate. Follow my knowing. Yeah. Yeah, discovering the truth. Look at that. You stand in the light of truth. Discover that and follow that. Forgive them. intimacy. Yeah, you can't have forgiveness without intimate communication, right? Belong. Be artistic. And play. I think there is a call here for you to, I think there's a call here for you guys to move towards what you feel like where you belong, where you can be yourselves, where you can enjoy yourselves and follow that light. There's a call here for some of you that you need to follow where, this is a side note, okay? This person is a side note. You need to quit trying to take everybody else's path and direction of what you feel like you could accomplish or do, and take your own path. You have a different purpose than others here, okay? And even though that whatever you've learned here in this process has been important and useful for you, you can take what you learned now and kind of create your own path. There's an idea around you creating something for yourself, a stable place for yourself that involves you feeling like you're moving with your truth and where you feel like you belong, and being, you know, authentic and artistic of what your abilities are and your creative side is, and use that in a place to where you can feel joy and happiness. You have a different path than everyone else, and there's an acknowledgement here that different is a good thing. Okay. It's okay to not do exactly what everyone else is kind of the way that they've done things. Your way may be way better. Okay, so BR, we have the 5, which is the conflict, the loss, the change that needs to take place. We have ℛ𝒃𝒃𝒃𝓃 F, S, 2 A's, 3 A's, an N, A, another A, good grief, and an O. So we have, let's see here. We have Xmas. You could be thinking about Christmas. Something could have happened around Christmas. You may be thinking about doing something at Christmas. We have Sam, could be somebody's name. We have man. There's a call for leadership, okay? There's a call for leadership here. We have so many A's in the bowl. We have was, forgetting what was, and we have MF. Take that how it resonates. We have I don't know what all I'm seeing here, guys. BF. Y'all could have been friends. Mun. This could happen on Monday. Is Monday the 5th? Oh, that would be weird. Is it? Is Monday the 5th? Alexa, when is Labor Day?
Labor Day is 2 days away, on Monday, September 5th.
Yeah, it is. Monday is September 5th. Okay. Sorry, guys. I had to clear that up. She doesn't always know what she's talking about. Okay. So I'm going to leave you guys here. So something may happen on Monday. If I get this reading out by then, it'll be a miracle because my internet's been awful. So these could be initials. They could spell something out that I'm not seeing. I hope y'all enjoyed this reading. I know it was probably pretty long. I have no idea how long because I had to stop. But I hope y'all guys enjoyed it. And I hope that it helps you moving forward in whichever way you need. And we'll leave you here. Thanks for your love, guys. Thanks for your support and your kindness always. And yeah, hope to see y'all soon.